Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the 107 podcast with myself, Jacob, and my co-host, Ash. Now, Ash, I'm sure your weekend hasn't exactly been the nicest. I hope you've stayed away from sharp items, but how are you doing as a Ferrari fan today? How you feeling? And a Leclerc fan as well. That's a double DNF right there.
I feel like sitting on a hill by myself.
Aura farming the entire time.
I don't think it was aura farming.
Well, I
Fine.
mean, what's the opposite
Tears
of
farming.
aura farming? Yeah. Anyway, yes, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the 107 podcast. We are back after the summer break. I'll be honest with you, not the most eventful. We'll talk about summer break just super quick. Not the most eventful thing. But before we get into the Dutch Grand Prix, we'll talk very quickly Cadillac. We saw the announcement come out. Bottas, Perez, both the drivers for 2026. We genuinely, the two of us, Ash and me, have not spoken about this at all. What are your thoughts?
Slight tangent. 'Cause I
Okay,
think-
good. That's always a good way to answer a question.
Because I think the internet will never do this and doesn't do it enough. But I think
Interesting.
if we go after a driver, I know we make some memes, I know we criticize drivers, but we criticize them in a fair way, right? We don't just say they're this and that and throw insults at them and scream at them like some people do. We should also turn that on us and apologize when we're wrong. And we should apologize to Sergio Perez.
Define we.
Because we were like, Sergio, look, Max is just showing him up and destroying him and doing that. And all the time, it was the car.
Yeah, I think we have lightly apologized before. However, I will apologize to Sergio when he puts in some good performances next year.
I think he will.
I hope he does. I genuinely hope he does. Same with Valtteri as well. But to you, was that the right driver pairing for you?
Yes.
Um,
If you're a brand new team
Yeah.
into Formula One, you want as much experience as possible. And
100%.
so obviously they've got Graham Loudon, who is at Marussia, and I'm sure they've got a bunch of other people. Two experienced drivers, ones who know how to start from the bottom,
exactly.
go up to the top of a race-winning team, who know how to communicate with engineers, who know how to communicate with the team, who already know how the world of F1 works and how to navigate it. Because there's so much, right? There's marketing and socials and the business side and everything. They've got the two right drivers in from two top teams.
Yeah, they I would argue that their lineup is the most obvious driver lineup for them that I could think of. It's not like they've gone Perez and then a rookie you've never heard of who, drives in Armenian F6. Like there's no surprises. It's who you would expect them to go for. Both drivers are clearly race winning, experienced drivers who've driven for
Constructors winning drivers.
driven for top teams. They'll both be used to team orders. They both will want to hit the ground running, and it will be their last act. Let's be honest. This partnership
The last dance.
This partnership will not last much longer than 3, maybe 4 years. I can't see that happening.
4 years is too long.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like I can't see it happening for a bunch of time, but here we are. But they're also two of the most marketable drivers in the world.
I think once a number one is established,
Hmm.
after a couple of years, then they'll replace one of them with a rookie.
Where's that? Bold is Bottas.
34? I was going to say 34, 35.
He is 36.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Must be the Tash.
yeah, he's 36. And Perez is 35. So really, this can't go on for much longer.
And
Well, apparently it can. But no.
Alonso is proof it can.
Well,
Because he won't.
I can't see it happening.
Can you imagine the rookie they bring in is Alonso?
I mean, that would make sense. I wonder how he'd do. But yeah, no, for me, I can't see this partnership going on for like a stupid amount of time. And I can definitely see them, looking at bringing in a rookie or potentially another driver who's, maybe late 20s, early 30s, who is, being replaced by somebody or doesn't quite fit into a team. But right now, Cadillac best foot forward as far as I'm concerned. So
Yep.
yeah, great. And it's going to be exciting to see how they get on, but it really was the worst kept secret in the world.
apparently the livery will be similar to the Apex GP car. Like it might be going for black and gold.
That kind of makes sense for Cadillac as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Also, black and gold is cool.
Yeah, 100%. I did see them throw some shade at. I'm currently wearing a Haas t-shirt. I did see them throw some shade at Haas, being like, "Yeah, now the Americans have a proper F1 team to support and stuff like that." So they're already as well, like trying to dig at each other and stuff like that. So I hope there's a bit of a friendly back of the grid rivalry between these two American teams. But it's gonna be
Well,
interesting for sure.
with Christian gone, because at first it was like Toto as Christian, then Christian and
Yeah.
Zach. So we need some team
This could
principle.
be an American Civil War, Cadillac versus Haas. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But I'll be honest, not as interesting as the Dutch Grand Prix. Don't you think?
No, what a race!
Great race.
Great race. I finally watched it in 4K, Formula One for the first time.
Wow, look at you spending money.
Moving on up in the world.
I know. Well, congrats on being rich. So no, that's very cool. How you can tell the difference, right?
The sound is the biggest difference.
Oh,
Because you like Atmos sound, the sound is the biggest difference. It's a lot louder.
fair.
But yeah, I got to see all of the action from the DNFs to
Tears.
the podium.
See tears in 4K?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I didn't have high hopes for the race.
No,
It's very hard to
me neither.
overtake. I thought it was just going to be McLaren 1-2, probably Verstappen in third, but multiple safety cars, multiple virtual safety cars, potential title affecting DNFs, but also the best thing is like the 0 to hero story for Isaac Hadjar, from like tears in his first race to a podium in his first season, in his rookie season.
Yeah, I mean there aren't that many rookies that do that pull that
No.
off.
On merit as well.
On merit, and I'll be completely honest with you, not in one of the top cars. I'll say that now. That Visa Cash App RB car is not a top car, and that's okay. That it doesn't have to be. It's not expected to be. And Isaac was there on merit, maybe the tiniest bit of luck, but I mean, luck is just a culmination of hard work half the time. So
you got to be there.
yeah, you
And
got to be there.
qualified in fourth.
Yep,
right? And
exactly.
he was keeping up with Max Verstappen
I'll be honest with you.
and holding off the Ferraris.
That was the only real big story from me out of quali. I don't have anything else to mention in terms of quality. Do you? So we can just jump straight into the race.
The only thing, I think the Astons probably were a little bit underwhelming considering how well they
they looked
just-
good in FPs and then didn't perform so well in quali. Well, Lance didn't even get out, so I mean, yeah,
but that was part of his long plan from
apparently,
finished.
yeah.
He was playing the long game.
It's a very, very long game.
Yeah, that was a little bit disappointing, but yeah, apart from that, yeah. I mean, the only other story was like 0.0012, was it, between Oscar and
Yeah, I
Lando?
mean, Lando setting the fastest lap ever recorded at that track and then immediately it being beaten by Oscar says a lot about how close those two are in terms of performance as well. So that was very, very cool to see for sure. And that time difference, that small of a gap, it really was probably down to literally a gust of wind at the wrong time, or like coming into a corner slightly offline, or something teeny tiny minuscule. These two are so well matched in terms of driving at the moment. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that was just the tiniest of margins, but it's how you win championships, with the tiniest of margins.
It is.
Those
It
small
really
things
is.
have a big knock on, but yeah, just Isak was really the story of quali.
Yeah, Isaac was definitely the story of quali. Should we go chronologically through the race? Because I feel like there was quite a lot happening, and then maybe something that we miss. I will obviously suggest starting with the start, where Max put softs on. bold strategy, Cotton, and it did pay off. And managed to put it up into P2. Fantastic start. I think that the softs compared to, was it the mediums everyone else was on, definitely was the difference that meant that Max managed to like step up into P2, and then almost lost it on the dust and the sand. I genuinely thought when Max went off, was it turn 3 or whatever it was, I genuinely thought he was going to go straight and smash into Piastri. I genuinely thought that was what was going to happen. They were both going to take each other out, or he was going to take Piastri out.
Epic car control to
Unbelievable.
pass Lando, stay past Lando, almost lose it, and still keep it in second.
It's ridiculous.
That guy can drive.
He can. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, he can. He's definitely drive.
Now.
Yeah,
and
phenomenal.
like you said, starting on the softs, like they knew they had to do something different. The McLaren was just way too quick today, and the way the race panned out, they were like, yeah, we'll go different every single time, and it worked out for them. I do think, though, I thought Isak might have been able to catch up to Max, and I think Isak's holding back a little bit to not put any pressure on the Red Bull. I thought he could have caught him. He was doing really well to keep up with him.
I don't know. I don't know. I think he said this in one of his post-race interviews, that he was just essentially doing his own race. Like he was just trying to just stay in it.
Because he was on the better tires.
Yeah. So here's my genuine opinion. Isaac has done exactly what George Russell does half the time when he suddenly ends up on the podium. He's turned up, had a solid race, like made no mistakes, somehow got a podium. I mean, somehow, you know what I mean? Like he's done a George Russell. He's not had a bad race. He's had a very good, solid race. He's not like messed anything up. He's not locked up. He's not gone off. He's done every single lap pretty much perfectly with no issue and got on a podium, which realistically probably shouldn't have really happened, but we'll get to that at some point. And trust me, this is not me trying to take anything away from Isaac's performance. He did race very, very well. He even said in the cool-down room how like he found it so much easier to just take the corner going into the into turn 1 rather than defending the inside line. And if that's one of the things, he raced a very clever race. He did everything right, literally everything right. He didn't make a single mistake as far as I could tell.
So then the next thing was Lando made it past Max. Very good overtake on the outside.
Yeah,
I don't think Max pushed him as hard as he probably would have had they been in more competitive cars.
Yeah, for sure. Fantastic overtake, genuinely. I think that it was inevitable, and I think that maybe, bear with me, maybe it's also a thing of like Lando knew he had the better tires. He knew this was lap 9 that it happened. Verstappen's softs were starting to drop off, and that essentially Lando knew that if he went round the outside of that corner, if Max pushes him off, that's a penalty. Like, it's just straight up a penalty. There's nothing. You always have to leave a space. And so potentially, I don't know how true this statement is, or this is a theory, maybe Lando is learning how to race Max. Or could it be that Max knows the championship's completely gone anyway?
Yeah, I just think Max cares.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, I'll put up a fight, but I don't need to, like...
Yeah.
You know, because he could easily go out if they clash together, and he could lose points and damage a car and stuff like that. So...
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's like... I think
also
Lando needed to make that move just to keep Oscar under pressure, because Oscar's like, right, if Max is holding him up, I'll build as big a gap as I can.
Yeah, that's
especially with pit stops and coming into traffic. You know, you don't want to be stuck behind cars and stuff like that. So
true. Yeah,
good overtake. What was next?
So I was going to say, speaking of pit stops, we then had Hamilton come into the pits. When it was a little bit drizzly, nobody really went to inters. It didn't get to the point of inters, and that's when Hamilton slammed into the wall.
Yeah, so he got on to
the
paint.
Yeah.
And then just understeered into the wall and just which is a shame, because he was quite positive this whole weekend. It looked like the break had done him some good.
Yeah.
He was super close to Leclerc in qualifying
Yeah.
and was having a solid race. And yeah,
I'll
that happened.
be honest. And again, this is not me. I am a fan of Hamilton, but I am not a big Hamilton fan. This could have happened to anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, well,
everyone
do
was
you remember
taking that
the
liar. It wasn't
radio
particularly
message?
warm tyres.
Do you remember the radio message Lando said?
Oh, yeah,
Which was,
yeah.
which is like, do you not think that you should be telling me this if it's race ending? Which
Yeah.
is, he's like, if I go out on there,
Yeah.
trying to make an overtake, trying to gain some time, or potentially like I've locked up
Mhm.
when I'm on there, I can get into a spin, lose grip, and hit into the wall.
Because, I
It
mean,
could happen to anyone.
even on a slow lap under yellow flags, you could easily end up on that paint and slip off. Like, it wouldn't be outlandish for that to happen at all.
No.
But yeah, that's when Hamilton essentially had his DNF. The same corner as Charles, but completely different circumstances. So yeah. But once that got cleaned up, again, I don't think Hamilton had a bad race, but it just, we only saw 25-ish laps out of him, so it's just not great, But then we had the restart. We had Hadjar get a little bit racy with Russell. But again, Hadjar sort of held his own, no real issues. But that is when Sainz and Lawson had contact. And that ended up obviously having was it a DNF for Lawson in the end? Was it Lawson DNF? Was that what happened? No, they both did still carry on, didn't they? Sorry, yes. But yeah, they had contact coming into turn one. And I'll be honest with you, there were some very interesting radio messages, and I don't understand how that was Carlos's fault.
So by the letter of the law, he was not far enough alongside Lawson to make the move.
I mean,
what the stewards do.
I'm watching it now. He's far enough alongside.
Nah, because it has to be like wheel to wheel or something. Whatever their rule is. He wasn't there.
He has his wheel in line up on the inside of the rear tire at the very least. I'd say towards like the back third of the car, just in front of the wheels. But then by the time they get to the corner exit, his tires are literally directly in line with Liam.
Yeah, but I'm just saying what the stewards say. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm just watching the replay and going.
I thought it was a really good move, and if anything, I thought Lawson would get the penalty, not Carlos.
Yeah,
I agree with Carlos. Also, there's this whole thing in sports where it's like there's the spirit of the rules.
Yeah,
right? And if you're looking at that and just like, I would say the spirit of the rules, Lawson was the one at fault, kind of thing.
Can I be honest with you?
I'd rather you don't lie. Yes.
If it was a case of like, oh, Carlos, like, he was pretty much alongside him. Lawson didn't quite leave enough space, but because Lawson didn't leave quite enough space, bear with me, Lawson didn't leave quite enough space, but Sainz also kind of wasn't fully alongside him or whatever. Racing incident.
Yeah, I think.
Like, honestly, both of them had damage. Both of them ended up at the back of the grid. Racing incident. They've both been punished enough.
Yeah.
With being a lap down, and they're only just about halfway through the race. I don't think it needed to be a penalty. And then Carlos obviously came out with the radio message being like, I need to talk to the stewards afterwards because that's not okay. Apparently, he was denied to even have the chance of a conversation with them.
Really?
Yep.
This is why stewards do not get respect in Formula One world.
No, because for me, the stewards weren't good enough this race weekend again. Because there was the incident between Charles and George. So
yeah, I would say that's a racing incident as well.
Now bear with me on this one because I have a slightly differing opinion to you. I will be honest. So you're telling me you had enough time to investigate Sainz and Lawson, who ended up at the back, and realistically a 10-second or 5-second penalty to either of those two wasn't going to impact or change their races, really, probably, anyway, right? However, You then have Russell and Leclerc, and bearing in mind that, I don't want to say anything can happen in this sport. Anything can happen in this sport, but they're in the points finishing positions. They're battling in the constructors. And in all honesty, you have a moment where I'm looking at the replays. Charles overtakes George seemingly off the track and keeps that position. And you don't even investigate it until after the session. In a point scoring position, there's potentially a podium at stake, and you're not even going to investigate it until after the session. That's not okay. But you investigate the other one. You weren't doing anything. It's not like the stewards were inundated with issues that they were looking into. They were doing nothing. There was no other investigation happening. So they clearly had more than enough time to investigate this. I don't understand. And it also, the stewards marked it for I think it was unsafe overtake or whatever it was, not even passing off the track. So that went completely unnoticed. It wasn't even checked.
I think Russell didn't leave him enough room.
So
that's why I think it was a race.
Yeah, so if you're saying that Russell didn't leave in enough room, I'm looking at the video now. Charles is just as alongside George as Sainz was on Lawson. I'm literally watching the replay now. The entry of the corner, right? So obviously that corner, it's like a slight right and then a left. On that slight right, I promise you, George and Charles are almost in exactly the same position as Sainz and Lawson. Like,
right.
I'm literally looking at it now. I have the replay up.
So I'm looking at the first Sainz and Lawson one.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Sainz is not alongside him.
Not fully alongside, but he's got his front wheel in front of his back wheel, right? That's like,
isn't the rule like has to be by the mirror?
Yes. Yeah. So I would argue that Carlos had his wheels alongside the mirrors at the corner, mid corner and exit. That's what I would argue. So not at the entry, right?
No, he doesn't even have it near the mirrors. I think you should watch that replay again. I agree with you now that I've seen it again on Leclerc and Russell. He doesn't have his wheels, but he's very close.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have his wheels by the mirror.
But so for me,
oh wait, he does, and he's not off. I don't know. I would say this is a racing incident.
So for me, I see it as George hasn't left enough space. However, it depends on which corner you count as a corner. Because if it's that right turn, then like Charles isn't entitled to make that overtake. But if it's that left turn, he is. However, it still looks like he passes off the track. Or maybe not passes off the track, but he gets the pass done sort of off. Like he leaves the track, right? Just about leaves the track, and then pushes George wide because George hasn't given him enough space, and then keeps the position. But they investigated it after the session. Why?
We only get one angle, so I need to see the original angle.
Yeah, I'm looking. There is an extra angle if you're watching the highlights anyway.
I'm watching the Formula One.
Yeah. On the F1 website. If you keep watching, maybe it's not actually.
Yes, there's an onboard one, right?
Yeah, there's an onboard. Yeah, so you can see Charles is. It looks like he gains an advantage by being off the track, and then pushes George wide. But George also didn't give it enough space. But Charles looks like he left the track. So I don't know about either, to be honest with you. If anything,
So he's definitely a lot further up along the car than Lawson and Carlos.
But only when they turn left, not when they're turning right. That's when
they are turning right. But this is what I'm saying. I don't know if they count. Is it front wing? Is near the mirror, or is it front wheel? Because if it's front wing, he is.
If it's front wing, he is. If it's front wheel, it's just about.
I think it's just. I don't think it is.
But like, this is my point: is that like, A, it should be clearer. And B, I still think it's bad. Like the whole situation, the fact that it wasn't investigated within a reasonable
That
amount of
decision
time.
was made while Leclerc was still running.
Mm.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is weird.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
Yeah, that is weird. Okay, if they'd made that decision once Leclerc had crashed out, then I'd be like, okay, yeah.
I'm 99% sure it was because David Coulthard was talking about it and he was like, that's not okay. Like
Yeah.
that should be investigated there and then.
Also, yeah, Antonelli was caught up to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you're right. You're right on that
Yep.
one. But yeah, I think there needs to be more transparency in how the stewards make these decisions
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah, those should.
Because I know they do they release the text afterwards of why a penalty was given and
Yes,
things like
they
that,
do,
and why
yeah.
people are summoned. But they don't do anything like, we decided in the race to investigate after the race because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't fully understand. But I think we can move on to the next topic, which will be the DNF of Charles.
Yeah, that was Antonelli's fault completely.
Yeah, completely Antonelli's fault. I don't think there's really any argument at all. Antonelli sort of tried to give him space by taking the lower line, going into the turn 5, whatever it is, the one with the huge amount of banking.
Yeah.
And then just hasn't left him space and completely taken him out. That's it. That's the story. There's literally no argument against it. That is exactly what happened. And it's a shame because I feel like Antonelli, he had like some understeer. I'm watching the replay now. But I feel like Antonelli's
You've
lost.
got to be in control of your car.
True, yeah, but I feel like Antonelli's lost a lot of his fire that he had, at the beginning of the season around Miami and stuff like that, which is a real shame because I hope that he gains some of that back,
Yeah. He is a rookie, and
100%, yeah.
under pressure rookie because he's gone straight into the top team and has replaced Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, no one made the comparisons to Lewis, but they're like, you're in a top team.
Comparisons will be made because he replaced Lewis. There's that.
But-
That's the end of it.
Yeah, it was. I think that's one of those things where, like, I'll wait. I'll put him under pressure, or I'll make sure I got the move done properly.
Yeah.
Which happens with experience. But even with the most experienced drivers, they can make some boneheaded decisions.
Yeah,
but-
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got like a year's worth of memes with Charles sitting on the hill
Yeah.
with your phone, looking at that phone. I think I already put one up on there, onto our socials. But yeah,
I think one thing for me is like I'm just pulling up I'm actually just pulling up a photo for the next talking point. But so for that, I think it's just hopefully Antonelli just keeps on learning, keeps on improving and stuff like that. But thank you for the memes because fantastic, not gonna lie. And so we then had also, whose phone was that?
I'm gonna imagine it was one of the marshals.
One of the marshals, and he probably just called somebody or something. Like I don't really fully understand, but there we go. But so one of the next things to happen, unfortunately, was the DNF.
Yes.
Which sucks. It just does. I think for me, it sucks. There's no good thing of it. There's no because essentially it doesn't mean that the championship's over, but like it's not on as much anymore. And I'm trying to find. I sent something. How the hell do you access your direct messages on Threads? Because I sent something and it's just completely disappeared.
What's that?
Okay. So I did send something to Terry, which I was going to use as a talking point, but the post has now completely disappeared. And talking about the Norris DNF, it essentially listed 5 times where Lando has had car issues this season. and
I think I've seen that.
Oscar's had like essentially none.
Yeah.
I don't know how true it is, but it's definitely something that a lot of people will be talking about and stuff like that. But I think that there's an element of dumb luck sometimes, to be completely honest with you. But then also, somebody quite rightly pointed out that if Lando is the one that's in dirty air or is chasing or whatever, a little bit more potentially compared to Oscar, he may be pushing the car more. If he's in dirty air, he might not be getting quite enough airflow into his car, which could impact certain components and stuff like that. Like there's a million reasons as to why Lando could be having more car issues than Oscar, to be completely honest. I just wanted to, because I think that's been a topic of conversation, especially in this era where reliability is almost guaranteed in these races. To then have so many issues on one car compared to the other, there are a million factors, and it is 100% not on purpose. There's nobody favouring anything. There just would not happen at all. It just sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, and I think like everyone's like, "Oh, the championship's over. It's Oscars. It's Oscars to lose."
It's definitely Oscars to lose.
He's obviously got a bigger point gap. Was it 34, 36 points now?
I think it's 32 points now, isn't
It's
it?
a long way to go. We're only halfway through the season.
So there's 9 races left, right? So I will say it now. If Lando finishes these last 9 races ahead of Oscar and it's 1-2, 1-2 for the rest, he's done it, right? So
Yeah.
it's still theoretically possible. I'm just going to put it out there. Do I see that happening? Absolutely not. However, I saw a comparison, and do you remember? I don't know what year it was, but it was when Lewis was trailing in the drivers and had an incident. I think it was in Malaysia or something like that. And he just came back an absolute demon and wiped the floor with Nico for the rest of the year. And there was only like 7 or 8 races left or something like that.
Yeah.
From this, Lando is either going to go, well, he's 32 points ahead of me. There's not really a whole lot I can do, and completely just fall apart, right? And just go, you know what? Like, I've lost the championship. It is what it is. Or it's going to awaken a demon inside of him, and Oscar isn't going to know what's hit him. One of the two will happen. I think it'll be the first one. And that's why I'm so disappointed.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, I think I'll be completely honest with you. I can't see McLaren winning in Monza. Hot take, I know. I can't see it happening. That McLaren is too draggy.
Who do you think will win?
Bear with me. I actually could see Ferrari or Mercedes doing it.
Interesting.
But that McLaren is draggy. We all know it's draggy.
Okay. Who won Spa, by the way?
McLaren. That's a different thing.
That's a very low doubt.
Yeah, Monza's different. Monza's a different beast. I just don't see it happening. I genuinely don't.
I'm going to put something out there.
Ooh.
Low downforce, Max Verstappen, Red Bull.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I think it opens the playing field a lot more than you might think, unless you're driving an Alpine
or an Aston.
Yeah. But so that for me, I just can't. I personally, right now, I don't think it will happen. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. But I mean, looking at the rest of the season, sorry, I'm trying to like.
So yeah, I'm also just trying to view the FIA documents for the crashes.
Sure, you do that. But then, so we have Italy, right?
Yeah.
Where I personally don't see McLaren winning. Okay.
Okay.
Then we're going to Azerbaijan, which Lando hasn't had the best history at Azerbaijan. To be completely honest,
Oscar does quite well at that track.
Oscar has done quite well there before. Singapore, Lando, I would argue, does quite well in Singapore. US couldn't tell you. Mexico, I would argue that's more of a Lando comeback track because he's just had terrible qualies in the last couple of years. Brazil, Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi are left. But looking at those next 4 or 5, I'd argue it's pretty even playing field again. And thinking about it, even that last 5, I think it's an even playing field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4. I can't count. Brazil, Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi is 4, not 5. Idiot. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's still all to play for, but like I said, Lando has to come out and just destroy him. Just absolutely destroy him. Like crush his confidence to the point where Oscar goes, I can't compete with this guy. And I think if the shoe were on the other foot, and if it was, let's say, Oscar who DNF'd and Lando who was leading by 32 points, I can absolutely see Oscar coming back and just being a complete monster. I can't see Lando being a complete monster.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. That's what we'll do.
I mean, hey, reliability could come into it again. Let's say, bear with me, at Monza, Piastri has an incident with Sainz halfway through the race, back marker for some reason, and, just gets in his way and DNFs, and Lando goes ahead and finishes P3, P2, P4, whatever, and gains a huge chunk of those points back. Anything could happen. And that's one of the things we love about this sport.
Anything can happen. You don't know the future. We'll just see what happens in the next few races.
But I do hope I don't want anyone to DNF or not score points or whatever. But I would also argue that this balances the playing field from Piastri going off and barely scoring a point in Australia in the first race.
That was Piastri's fault.
True. But I'm in terms of points and stuff like that. It kind of balances or brings it back into balance a little bit. Do you remember? Like I said, do you remember what I said? If Oscar loses the championship by the amount of points that he dropped from not finishing P2 in Australia, that would be gut-wrenching for him, I think, for that to happen. But I don't know. For me, the championship battle isn't dead, but it's off the heat a little bit. It's off the boil as much as it was this week.
I just hope it goes down to Abu Dhabi. That's all
Do you know what? I don't hope it goes down to Abu Dhabi. I hope it goes down to Abu Dhabi and they have to finish within a certain few places of each other. I don't want this bullshit of, all Oscar has to do is score 1 point. Doesn't matter if Lando wins. I don't want that bullshit. I want it to be like a case of there's 3 points between it. Whoever finishes above the other person wins. That's what I want. I don't want some random bullshit to happen, I definitely don't want somebody winning it because of the Qatar sprint race. But because that would suck a bit as well. I don't know when the sprint races are for the record. But you know what I mean? Like I don't want it to be like, Oscar just has to finish P10 in Qatar to wrap up the championship. No, I don't want that. I want the last race to mean something. I want it to be whoever finishes above the other wins it. That's it. That's all it is.
Cool. So the next big thing was Isaac finishing on the podium.
Yes.
Actually, before we talk about that, should we talk about some people who got some good results?
Well, I was going to bring that up as well.
Alex Albon, 5th.
Yeah. Mental.
Ollie Behrman, 6th.
I don't know how Ollie just plodded along, did his own race, and managed to get 8 points for Haas. So clever. Well done to the whole team. Because Esteban finished P10 as well.
Yeah, because Antonelli had, was it 20 second or 15 second? Yeah, a big penalty.
It was a 10 second, I think, yeah.
He had a big penalty, obviously, for the crash. And fair play. Fair play to Alex and Ollie for making the most out of it. But the person who made the most, rookie of the year so far, closely followed by Bortoleto.
Yeah.
Isack Hadjar.
Well,
if there's anyone that was deserving of a podium that hadn't had one, after Nico Hülkenberg, it was Isaac. Just after not even starting in Australia, not even starting, being comforted by Lewis's dad. To, like you said, there's 2 ways you can go. You can let it affect you. You can turn it into a demon, and he turned into a demon. Put that car in places where it shouldn't be, scored solid points, and brought home a well-deserved P3 to the point where even Lewis was congratulating him on the socials.
Yeah, crazy.
Right.
That podium finish pushes Hadjar up into P10 in the drivers.
Ooh. So you're saying he has a chance?
Mathematically, no. But yeah, P10 in the drivers. He's got 37 points. He's joint with Nico Hulkenberg, but Nico is currently 9th. I think because obviously he's had better race results over the time period or whatever. But yeah, it's really, really good to see. And it's one of those like storylines that you love about F1, you know? Like it's not every day that happens.
It isn't.
And yeah, it's the stuff you want to see. It just is the stuff you want to see. It's that David versus Goliath type storyline. The plucky underdog has done well enough. I mean, like,
But there's just more of a story.
oh, 100%.
Considering,
Yeah.
like I said, he didn't get it. It's like if Liam Lawson had got the podium, that would have been a great story considering he got promoted to the Red Bull, had a horrible time,
Yeah.
got demoted, which,
Yeah.
by the way, doesn't even look like a demotion now.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, do you want to take a guess where Yuki is in the driver standings?
He would be last, wouldn't he? He's got like 7 points or
He's
something.
got 12 points, and
12 points.
Colapinto and Doohan are below him.
Uh,
That's tough. Colapinto and Doohan have 0 points, by the way. That's tough. He's currently being beaten by Bortoleto on 14 points.
Mad.
That's tough.
Mad.
That's really, really tough.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But like, if Liam Lawson got that podium, it's like a story.
Yeah. This is still a story. Hold on. Let's not get too negative about it. It's still a story. Like you just said, from 0 in Australia to now.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's why the podium means more. Is because
yeah.
He got it on merit, and there was a story to it where he went from like Australia to like Tears in Australia, to like essentially Tears of Joy, And all I'm saying is like it's if Liam got a podium, the story was getting to Red Bull, getting demoted. People think, is he that good of a driver? It's like, no, I've got this podium and I've got it on merit. So go Isaac.
Go Isaac.
You see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
You could see it in his eyes when he's going to his team. It's just like,
it's very, very cool.
I think look, he's going to be on a lot of big teams' radar.
Yeah, 100%. He should be. He absolutely should be. He should be being looked at by other teams and being considered. He just should. And I'm looking at the constructors now. And Racing Bulls have 60 points and Aston Martin have 62. I would also argue that the points from Ollie and from Esteban have sort of brought Haas maybe back into it a teeny tiny bit. There's like bubbles. Alpine are at the bottom. Like they've got 20 points. Didn't even know they had 20. I thought they had less. And they're just stuck at the bottom. They just are. There's no, as far as I'm concerned, they are finishing 10th this year. And then Haas are in 9th with 44. Sauber are in 8th with 51. Racing Bulls are in 7th with 60. And Aston Martin are in 6th with 62. Now, that's pretty close. 62 to 44, or even 60 to 51. 62 to 51, sorry. From 6th to 9th, or 6th to 8th if you discount Haas, there's a lot to play for. Like, these positions are worth 10
midfield battles always heat up.
Because
it can go either way so quickly.
So quickly. I mean, that Hadjar podium, how many points is a podium? What was that podium worth? It was like 16, 18 points. So that must have shot them up.
Second.
So 16 or 15 then, isn't it?
It's 25 for one. 15 for third.
15, yeah. So that brought them above Kick, like just in that one race. So, I mean, like just that one random one-off moment, like bloody Alpine getting a podium in Brazil last year, like literally brought them way up. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the bottom half of that constructors pack turns out. Williams are very comfortable, I would argue, in 5th. They've got 80 points. They've got a bit of a bump to Aston Martin down in 6th. And then it jumps from 80 to 214 at Red Bull. So, I mean, there's no catching that top 4. And then
it's a battle for second.
Yeah, it's a battle for second. and a battle for 6th at the moment. That's essentially what the battles are for.
Do you know what's scary? Obviously, I don't think it'd still be that race, but they go if McLaren finish 1-2, they'll have the constructors wrapped up by Azerbaijan.
Wow. I didn't do the maths on that, if I'm honest.
I didn't do it. I heard it on the commentary.
Wow.
They're like, if they want to every race, they'll have the constructors wrapped up by Azerbaijan.
That's absolutely, like, genuinely absolutely crazy. The only thing that I had sort of seen was that McLaren are, I don't want to say in danger of, but they're in danger of breaking 1,000 points at one point, which I think would beat Red Bull's points from a few years ago.
Wow.
Which is just correct because there's 9 races left. If they win all of those, that's 25 times 9. Like, that's
Well, if they won 2,
like
it's 43 points. If
Yeah.
you times that by 9, it's 387.
They might just about miss out on it because they're at 584 now. I think that DNF to Lando really put a dent in that hope. But that would have been very interesting to see, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll have to wait and see what repercussions the Lando DNF had on the championship. But fingers crossed.
No one knows the future. Time will tell.
Fingers crossed it stays alive because who knows? Like we could even have, in a dream scenario, we go down to, Sebastian Vettel being waiting to be told in the car for his first world championship. We could have a moment like that where,
have Abu Dhabi 2021.
Yeah, we could have 2021. We could have everything wrapped up by Azerbaijan, apparently. You actually don't
Constructors.
Yeah, you get my point. But it could go either way. So I'm trying to offer a lifeline to Lando fans that will be, a bit downhearted this morning, fully understandably, myself included. I am a big Lando fan. I want him to do well, and
Look, I want Lando to do well. All I want is a fight for the championship.
Yeah.
I don't want it decided because Lando had an engine blowout in 3 races.
Yeah,
that would be annoying.
I think, like I said, for me, I'm happy if Oscar wins, but I am very happy if Lando wins. That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's literally the difference for me.
I'll be happy either way, whoever wins.
Yeah.
If it's Oscar, if it's Lando, I'll be super happy from both.
Yeah, absolutely. But there we go. Before we wrap up as well, I wanted to shout out 2 things. One, I loved the sticker on Behrman's helmet this weekend.
I haven't seen that.
I was a little bear eating a stroopwafel.
Ah,
I just thought it was quite cool. That was it. And then also, we haven't really spoken too much about it, but there is one thing that was very, very cool that happened in F1 Academy on Saturday. I don't know how much you know about it, but Nina Gademan, who is Dutch, was told she wasn't fit to even do practice on the Friday. Turned up on Saturday and ended up winning the reverse grid race on her birthday. Outrageous.
Did she have tears on the podium?
Yeah, she did.
She said how much I meant to her.
Yeah, very, very cool story. Very heartwarming. Go and check out F1 Academy if you can, or at least go and check out that clip because it was very, very cool to see her achieve that. Of all of the nice things to have happened, despite her not even being able to participate on Friday, it was just a very cool thing to see. So yeah, anything else from you? Any closing thoughts before we're entering race week again this week. The podcast may be a tad late for next week.
It's not my position to say anything about how the podcast will happen.
That's on me. That's on me. I do apologize. I'm a bit busy. So there may be a delay next week, but yeah, we will.
Yeah, because someone decided to book something, so it's going to be difficult to watch qualifying. It's going to be difficult to watch the race.
Don't worry, I will find you after my wedding ceremony and pull up the highlights and we can watch on my phone.
I don't want to watch the highlights. I want to watch it live.
I want to watch it live. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think I don't know what time quali is this weekend. I actually don't know.
I can tell you exactly when quali is, right?
Is it during my
is.
ceremony? It fucking is.
No, because it's 3 o'clock. It's a 3 o'clock start.
Yeah, it's a 3 o'clock start.
Exactly the
So-
same time.
So I'll be honest with you, we're done by 3:30, so you can watch the last half.
Oh, we can watch Q3. Okay.
You can watch Q3. I'll give you my F1 TV login, and you can watch it.
Yeah, but then
Um,
I have to fly back on Sunday, and it's during when the race is as well.
Well,
so
that's on you. I didn't book your flights for you, so
you just had to pick this weekend.
yeah.
Can I pick the fucking summer break?
No, I couldn't deal with it. Tough.
Can I pick the summer break?
But there,
Nah, 2 weeks in.
there may or may not be a slight delay in the podcast, but deal with it. Tough. Suck it up. Life's not fair. You could have DNF'd as Lando Norris this weekend. Thank you for everyone for listening. And yeah, we will be back next week to review a Monza. Let us know what your predictions and stuff are, and if you have followed the podcast along for this long. First of all, thank you. Second of all, if you fancy it, be sure to like and follow the podcast on your preferred podcast platform. Come and say hello on Instagram. Come and threads us or whatever, and just come and say hello, especially if you disagree with Ash's outrageous takes, which he always has. Career-defining outrageous
That
takes.
this thing called rage bait.
Yeah. And on that note, we will speak to you next week. Enjoy the race.